Understanding how to integrate a fire protection system with electrical equipment, specifically a 220-volt fryer, involves careful consideration of wiring and component selection. The core principle is to use the fire protection system to control the power supply to the fryer via contactor. The contactor acts as an intermediary switch capable of handling the fryer's higher voltage and amperage while being controlled by the low voltage signals from the fire protection system. Let's break down the process. Firstly, consider the fire protection system. You have identified 6 wires emerging from the system: black, red, blue, white with black stripe, white with blue stripe, and white with red stripe. These wires correspond to 2 internal switches within the fire protection system. Diagram number 1 describes the outer switch with white with black stripe as the common, white with blue stripe as normally open, and white with red stripe as normally closed. Diagram number 2 describes the inner switch with black as the common, blue as normally open, and red is normally closed. Understanding the function of normally open and normally closed contacts is crucial. A normally open contact means that the circuit is open or not connected under normal conditions, meaning when the fire protection system is not activated. When the system is triggered, the contact closes, completing the circuit. A normally closed contact means that the circuit is closed or connected under normal conditions. When the system is triggered, the contact opens, breaking the circuit. Secondly, select a contactor. The type of contactor, whether normally open or normally closed, does not inherently matter, as the fire protection system will ultimately dictate its state. However, for this application, using the red wire, which is normally closed, provides a simpler logic for shutting down the fryer upon fire system activation. Thirdly, wiring the system. You will be using diagram number 2, which involves the black, blue, and red wires. The intention is to supply 110 volts to the black wire, which is the common for the inner switch. When the fire protection system is engaged, the circuit between the black and red wires will break. This breaking of the circuit will be used to de-energize the contactor coil, thereby shutting down the fryer. To clarify the function of the blue and red wires, when the system is engaged, the red wire will disconnect from the common, which is the black wire, and connect to the blue wire, which is normally open. The red wire will be used to de-energize the contactor when the fire protection system is activated. Now let's examine the wiring process step by step. 1. Connect a 110-volt hot wire to the black wire on the fire protection system, referring to diagram number 2. 2. Connect one side of the contactor coil to the red wire on the fire protection system, again referring to diagram number 2. 3. Connect the other side of the contactor coil to a neutral 110-volt wire. 4. Connect the contactor's contacts in series with the 220-volt power supply for the fryer. This means that the 220-volt power wire feeding the fryer will first pass through the contactor. When the contactor is closed, power flows to the fryer. When the contactor is open, power is interrupted. When the fire protection system is in its normal state, the black wire, supplied with 110 volts, is connected to the red wire because the red wire is the normally closed contact. This completes the circuit to the contactor coil, energizing it and allowing power to flow to the fryer. When the fire protection system is activated, the connection between the black and red wires is broken, de-energizing the contactor coil and interrupting the power supply to the fryer. This ensures the fryer is shut down in the event of a fire. Important safety considerations include ensuring all connections are tight and secure to prevent loose wires, which could cause arcing or other hazards. The electrical system must be properly grounded to protect against electrical shock. Use appropriate wire gauges that are suitable for the amperage of the 220-volt fryer circuit. Consult the National Electrical Code, also known as the NEC, for specific requirements and guidelines related to electrical installations. This example provides a general guideline, and a licensed electrician should be consulted for specific applications to ensure safety and compliance with local electrical codes.